in the next 24 hours, I will be going head to head against Notme to turn this empty plot into a mega park. And that 24 hours starts in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's get started. The 24 hours has begun. We just need to get cracking. We just actually need to get started building.
So we will of course grab a very big primitive since we sort of need to lay out this build. And my idea is going to be a very big volcano.
And my idea for this build, this huge build, is gonna be freaking massive. A medieval village, right? Hear me out. Getting hit by a meteor. I think that's gonna be pretty cool.
So I think if we place a volcano like the highest point about there, that looks very impressive from the ground level. And then we just need to create a very simple rough sketch of how the shape of this volcano is going to be.
Get started by planning out a rough shape of what I want to do.
There we go. This is the shape of one side of the volcano. Now we're just going to, well, rotate it around.
I have drawn up a little reference image right here. And there's a whole bunch of like medieval dogs. There's meteors coming down from the sky. Oh man, this is always the hard part, trying to actually plan out the build. Just trying to get started. Just give me a second on laying out this plan right here, and we'll just cut to whatever time it's doing right now.
Alright, there we go. Now we have sort of the base of this terrain. So my plan is to have this big volcano in the middle. Around it, it will be some sort of jungle, possibly even on like an island. And then we'll have a sort of jungle village with like bamboo and stuff. Now the coaster will go from there into the sort of bunker that's going to be inside of the volcano. And then, well, you're going to shoot out of the volcano while it's erupting. That's sort of the plan I have for this build. I have no idea if this is going to be possible in 24 hours. I'm going to try and make this look a little bit better. So I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay, a few minutes later, and I finished the most of the plan of the build right here. The red actually is going to be like the beaches, the natural parts of the build. And then we got the yellow squiggly lines, which are going to be like the main bit that is holding up the docks. And then the green bits are going to be like your wooden piers, the bits that you actually use to get on your boats. And it's going to be freaking enormous. I hope I've got enough money for this. So I think let's just get cracking on the wall. Why not?
Okay, I am starting to get the shape of the volcano in place. I've changed it a little bit, and well, as you can see, it's going to be a lot of big primitives, which will then be covered with, of course, a lot more nature, trees, and some other stuff. But yeah, this is sort of how the volcano is going to look. And while I'm building this big volcano, I think I've already spent 3 million cash. One of these, like, primitives costs 330,000. I might have to make these primitives smaller, since I am running out of money quick like this. Okay, there we go. The left side of the volcano has now actually been built. Of course, it's now a very big blue volcano, but we'll give it some color in a little bit. But yeah, I've added this very big red part here, and this will be eventually an entrance inside of the volcano, which will be the entrance to like the bunker where the coaster will eventually go in. Now, we're not going to be building that right now, since, well, as you can see, there's still a lot more terrain to do, and I kind of want to have this sort of same bump on the other side. Or what I can do is select this whole thing and just rotate it to the other side. This might be a little bit lazy, but I think this works as long as I make it look good, of course. The only thing that now has to be done is just the front side, which shouldn't take too long, luckily.
We gotta start somewhere, right? So let's just drag this down, and I'm just gonna add a pattern to this wall. Okay, I'm thinking something a little bit like this. Don't worry, this is not it. I'm just thinking we can add some details going through the middle. Not entirely sure what details we can do though. Ooh, sorry, I was just what? Okay, I just realized I haven't said a word in about 15 minutes. But I've got this going on. I don't know how much I like it. I'm just trying to envision it around the entire thing. So hopefully it will look good. Oh, you know what? That's an interesting design, actually. I've just done them on a few of them. Could look quite nice. Well, I'm going to do the rest, and I'll see you in a second.
So it's just been the first hour, and the base of the volcano is now finished. And it's, well, looking very blue. So let's give this one actually a color. So the bottom of the volcano will probably be like some sort of green. I'm just going to color it one color and then slowly go over it. Then it will, I guess, go over some sort of brown color, which will then also transition into actually like probably some rock. I'm not exactly sure which rock, since not all of them are looking as good. And then the last color will probably be then like some gray, which I guess will then also still be this sandstone. So let me just paint first a base color over this, and once that has been painted, I'm going to be adding some slightly color differentiations to this this since it's looking extremely like just similar. So what I'm just going to do is like just get the same color and then just slightly change it to be darker and then just also paste that around, and probably actually also going to use some different textures since it's a lot of sandstone at the moment. And I think if I just do this for all the 3 colors and sort of try to create that gradient in there, I think this volcano can look very, very cool.
Okay, this was painful, but I have finished the dogs right here. I copy and pasted this pattern over a bunch of times. Ah, but we finished it. No, we haven't. We've gotten this entire side. We gotta do it again, basically. This has taken an entire hour to do. Yay! Well, back to whatever Timon was doing. Okay. Wish me luck, guys.
And there we go. Step 1 of this mega build is now finished. We have the volcano. Now, we still have to build a lot more, like the actual eruption. We have to build the whole jungle around it. We have to build probably like some bamboo town. So I think let's just start with actually creating some jungle trees, which I will be building here. I'm just going to make a few, make them a blueprint, and then we can, of course, copy and paste them around across this whole build. So these are some of the inspirations I'm using for this. So of course, not going to look identical, and I'm personally not the best at making trees. So yeah, let's just see how this is going to turn out.
Okay, it's hour 5 right now, and you might be thinking, what? How is it already hour 5 and you've done nothing really? I have actually finished the other side of the docks, so I'm very happy about that. That was quite painful, but the reason why it's been 5 hours is because, I don't know if you can see it, but I just built myself a little rack over there, and it's to hold all of my vinyls. I didn't think it would take that long, so my hands are sore from building that, but we're here, we're back. What I want to do now is actually just build the beach right here, change the entire flooring to water, and it will also look like we've done a lot more than we, oh my days, in my money farm. Okay.
Wow, okay, I'm actually very proud of how this tree looks. I'm just going to create a few more trees that are probably similar like this, but yeah, this I think this really feels like a jungle tree, which will of course be placed all around the volcano. And now that I have these 5 different trees, we got 3 jungle trees and 2 palm trees, I can start placing these around. But I don't exactly know where I want to have this. And of course, at all the way back here, we have the entrance to the volcano. But I need to plan some things out. So where's the station going to be? Where's that village going to be? And then I can start placing those trees around. So the station of the coast is probably just going to be in front of the volcano, sort of around here. And then this one will probably be just the end or the coaster station, and then you go down here through the thing, or maybe actually I think you go the other way. I think we go the left and then we go through this part of the jungle, and then well, you find this entrance. Okay, before I'm going to build all of that, let me extend some of the terrain, place some of the trees, and then we will continue with the coaster.
Okay, I just cut out a bit of the land right here, and I gotta get a move on. We're already so late into this challenge now. Let's place the water down like that, and it's out of bounds. What? Oh, probably because of all these holes. Let me fix that. Okay, and it's still out of bounds. I have no idea where it's out of bounds though. Oh my days, finally! I've actually got the water in. That took way too long.
So the nature will eventually look a little bit like that. It's going to be a lot more denser, and of course once the lava is going down, there will be a lot more like dead trees on the side of the volcano. But I think the whole vibe of this is exactly what I'm looking for. So now it's finally time. It's been 2.5 hours now to start the roller coaster. It might be, why are you choosing this coaster again, Timon? Because I need the lift track, since in the volcano we will be going all the way down to like where the magma is at the bottom. And I am planning to build this station actually quite high from the ground, as you can see. So we will start with a drop out of the station. And before we actually go into the first lounge, I guess I'm just going to add a small fun part for this layout. I'm actually still wanting to make this a very fun and somewhat realistic roller coaster. Let's just then place a few boosters, not too much, just so we have enough to actually, well, get to there. So the idea is there have been earthquakes the past few months. You don't know why, so you're going to go on a discovery trip, and then you go through the jungle, and then you find the hidden bunker. But yeah, let me build this coaster here, and then yeah, see what we're going to do after that.
Okay, we're around 6.5 hours in now, and I just want to do a little bit of a progress update of how this beach is looking like. It's just a whole bunch of rocks right here, and then behind it will be like a whole bunch of grass, a whole bunch of nice flowers and whatnot, and then here will be the village up here. But I gotta be really careful because we're 6.5 hours in it, and I mean I can't do this all night, so I think I gotta hurry this up. Okay, I'm looking in now. lock it in. Okay, like half an hour later, I'm quite liking this. I just extended the beach out just a bit more this way. I also extended out the docks. This is where we're actually going to put the village. So I think with everything done, the base of everything done at least, I want to build the piers.
The first part of the layout is now finished. We have this, well, nice inversion here, which I have to say looks pretty good. Then you just go through the jungle here, and then, well, we have another sort of inversion here, and then the hidden bunker base or whatever, and then you go in here, and then I don't exactly know what's going to happen, but we have a lot of space to work with. But there is one thing I completely forgot about when I was going to, well, build this coaster, is that there's 0 supports. I will have to build all of them by hand, which is going to take a lot of time, which will be very boring. But for now, let's just start at least working on this little area here and figure out how we're going to make these bamboo houses. So for the walls, I will just be using a lot of these cylinders, and then I guess this will sort of look like bamboo, especially if we give it like maybe some textures and some nice colors. It's going to be very difficult getting that exact bamboo look. We'll just first place all the wall down, and then we'll start making some holes for the actual doors and windows and stuff, and then we'll place some roof on top of it. Let me just finish off this building. Just going to focus on what I'm doing, and I will be back with you guys once, well, the station building at least is finished.
If we actually try and make it look like wooden planks, and then obviously like paint them like wood, we could do something pretty cool. This sort of looks like train tracks, but I think if we do that for the entire pier, it could look quite nice. We just need to add some supports. And yeah, just see what I mean? That looks so cool. Yeah, I really like this. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Like maybe adding a few fences, a few supports, just see what little details I can add. And let's go back to whatever T-Man's doing. Yeah.
Okay, so I've done a lot the past hour. As you can see, there is a lot of nature around here. This has costed so much money. If we are just going to go inside of the jungle, this indeed starts to look very, very jungly. You're barely able to see anything outside of the coaster, and that's what I'm trying to do, is to hide most of the spots where you can, well, see the outside of the park. I'm not going to be able to hide everything, but I think once you're in the coaster, you are definitely not going to notice at all. I have to say something. I have been trying to build a coaster station and that bamboo village, but I might have to throw away that idea. I am terrible at making buildings. Like, it's not bad. There's definitely some things I could improve, adding some rope, some greenery over it, which I'm probably going to do. But my god, this took almost an hour to build. So I think now it's time to actually start working on the bunker. Now, these are some of the inspiration images I have, which I will probably be using for some of the entrances. So let's start building that right here.
Okay, it turns out I can't tell time. I thought we were 6 hours in like 2 hours ago, but it turns out we're like 6 hours in right now. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. I just zoned out and just continued building. I placed down a bunch of piers. I also added a massive tree wall because I thought that the build just abruptly ending does look a bit weird, but hopefully when we get the buildings in, the tree wall should hopefully make it look a bit less weird. So I think what we should get on to doing now is not boats. I don't know how to build boats, I'm gonna be honest. Actually build some buildings. Let's actually just start out by blocking out the building shape. They really seem to be very top heavy. So that's really all I sort of gotta do. Build a lot of top heavy houses.
And I think a wall like this, pretty menacing. I kinda am going for like the orange like color because it sort of is like the lava color, so that's why this has the color. But I think when you're like rocking up to this and you see this, it's pretty menacing. And well, then you go in. As you can see, I want to keep it quite dark. I'm not really sure what I want to do here, but as you can see, I have dug out the entire volcano. So there's now a massive hole, which we will be filling here with lava. Yeah, we need to somehow get this coaster from this point down a lift, snap it probably to the grid, and then I guess just we're going to make actually the drop track. It doesn't have to be the biggest drop, so probably minus 15 at least, so we can go down quite a lot. And then to be fair, from here on, I don't really know what to do, since under here, this entire floor will be lava. So you're probably going to go around like a window, and then you can sort of look to the right and see the lava. That sounds like a great plan.
You know what? Let me actually just clap my hands like this. Okay, you might just see a whole bunch of red blobs, but I see a thriving city. I really love how this looks. It's just a simple plan. You can probably tell that it's just a whole bunch of copy and pasted blocks, which it is, but all together makes it look real sick. And also some big balls in the sky, which will of course be the meteors. And I think I found like the perspective that you're supposed to look at this build from. We're on 2.6 mil. Okay, this could take up most of our money. I'm just now gonna build one of these buildings. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. That's why I'm just gonna do this off camera. I'll catch you guys up in a second. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. But while I do this, let's see what Tyman's doing. doing. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably, you know, struggling. Let's hope he's struggling.
Are you serious? You cannot go straight up with boosters? So how am I ever going to get up here? Huh. I might have encountered a small problem in my plan. I'm not really sure what to do now. Now, I can go like this, but that's not going to work, is it? I'm not really sure what to do. I'm going to try and come up with an idea. But I'm not really sure if I can make this work as I want it.
I'm actually quite liking this. I mean, up close, it doesn't look amazing. But from afar, I think once we have all the other buildings in, it might actually look really sick. I've got it all grouped up. Yeah, literally just copy and pasting all the buildings like this. Okay, I've just copy and pasted all of the buildings everywhere. And I really like how this is looking. It is obviously just, you can actually tell it's copy and pasted. But I'm not just going to leave it like this and call it a day. What I want to do is actually just go around all of the buildings and just changing up little things like maybe this building has no windows, maybe this building has, you know, the color purple, maybe this one has a chimney, just little things like that, which will hopefully break up just, you know, the copy and pasteness of all of this. And I really hope I can get that done fast because it's nearly the end of day 1. So yeah, I just gotta get cracking on this. Let's do it.
Okay, so I have found something out. I will show you guys it in a little bit. I'm trying to get the layout of the coaster at the back of the volcano and I slowly go more towards the front. But we are of course going to have an immense speed going all the way basically from plot height to basically all the way to the bottom of the plot. So I have tried to add some brakes at the top, but it will still be extremely quick. So all of these pieces have to be extremely big. So the booster is, as you can see, still the same size. But I had to do some timings and with the operations, and now this booster or this small part does 500% room, which means it goes at an immense speed. And that means this launch will still be the same speed and also the other ones at the start. But once we are going to get to the quite small launch, we are going to rocket out of the volcano all the way like this, just to the top. There we go. And then I have added a few brakes just to add it to the slow a little bit. And yeah, after this, it just goes still extremely quick, as you can see. But I do have to say, this looks pretty cool. And I think the supports for this are going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm just going to do something with the layout. It's just going to go back and forth a few times. Maybe do even like an inversion. Well, then we have actually the roller coaster hopefully finished.
Okay, yeah, it does break it up a little bit. Definitely better than it was before, I won't lie. But what I think I want to do now is just do the exact same thing that we just did, but for these really tall, like, tower buildings. I'm going to try and make this look a little bit different, but in the same sort of style, obviously. But not just so it looks like another one of these buildings copy and pasted. I don't think I've done this much building in a single day before. I'm actually really tired.
And with this last piece like that, actually, the layout is now finished and we are now 7 hours into the build battle and I have about 1 hour left before I'm going to head off to bed, since I do want to get a few hours of sleep to actually, well, go through the night. But I will wake up tomorrow morning so we can get as much time, of course, to build. So I will be back with you once we have passed that hour.
This is what I cooked up. It's nothing crazy, it's just a taller building. And I've also got the massive red blobs here and there to do. And not even that, we've got a coaster. I've forgotten about the coaster. How could I forget about the coaster? We have hardly any time left, guys. We ain't even started on the meteors. Oh, no. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Right, guys, I'll see you in the morning. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this. Oh, my days.
The first part of this build battle is now finished. Now, as you can see, I still need to do so much. I still need to do a lot of the supports. I still need to do the whole eruption, the lava, the whole inside of the volcano, the jungle around it. There's so much left to do. And I only have maybe like 5 or 6 hours tomorrow. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this. Alright, there we go. Will we have enough time to finish this 24-hour build battle? Well, you can find out right now. The second part has been uploaded on Notme, his channel. So the link is in the description or somewhere on the screen probably too. So yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching. This video took a lot of time to record and edit, and we had both a lot of fun recording this. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe on my channel. And I will say, as always, goodbye.